table topics. I am super excited to talk to you about table topics. Woo! Okay, for a reminder, because we're back in January and you might be thinking table topics, remind me, what is that again? And for our guest, Michelle, the purpose is to practice our impromptu speaking skills. I'm going to ask a question and you're going to answer it. Our timing is 1 to 2 minutes. We're looking for more than just a yes or no or a quick opinion. We want to hear some reasons, some story, something to it. So for our timer, you're going to see the green background on 1, the yellow background on 1.5 minutes, and then it's going to turn red on 2, and you need to like wrap it up and stop talking. As Monica said, our theme today is dreams and ambitions. So in preparation for that, I was reading through a book and it had what they call a life score assessment. So it had this little graphic on it that has these concentric circles, with words around them. So we're going to get back to that. If you've ever heard of Michael Hyatt, this is his book, Your Best Year Ever, and you can take an online course if you want to dig deeper into it. But what I wanted to do, I just got some inspiration from this particular book. So my first question, and I'm going to ask Masood, because you volunteered earlier today. So Masood, get ready. Here's your question. And I'm going to preface it with, a lot of times when we set goals or resolutions, or we talk about dreams and ambitions, sometimes we can focus on like our lack or our weaknesses or the problem areas. Okay, sometimes that's where we start our resolutions from. But my question, I'm going to flip that upside down. What is an area that you are great at? And what do you do to stay motivated and inspired? Let us know what you're great at, whether it's something that you've disciplined yourself in or if it's your zone of genius. How do you stay motivated and inspired? Masood.
Well, can you hear me? I have a writing on the wall. I don't want to brag or anything, but it says, I am not perfect, but I'm so close that it scares me. And I'm not saying that it's me, no, it's my existence. So I'm going to go a little bit into philosophy here. In my opinion, we as human beings, what I call it, have you guys heard in my previous speeches that I have talked about computer IT and human IT? This human IT is made by God, is one of the most perfect places, equipment or machines that, or system, I should call it. System is the best word to use it, that we are in. So what I am great at is to acknowledge that I am a creature of, I'm a goddess, I'm a creature of God, and I think we are all made perfect. So whatever I do, I really try to do my best and to be the best that I can be. Doesn't matter if it's a job, if it's a duty that is assigned to me, or if it's a anything that has been asked from me to be done. Now, how I want to be staying that I'm motivated and I'm moving forward, that's, I think, if you keep the gratitude going with what you have and with what you don't have. The gratitude for what you have is abundance. Actually, it came on, I read it yesterday. That's very irony that you gave me this question, Lisa. What you get from God, if it's given to you, it's an abundance. If it's not given to you, it's a wisdom. So if you have something, it's an abundance given to you by God. And if it's not given to you, trust me, probably it's best for you not to have it. Lisa?
Thank you, Masood, for sharing your thoughts and ideas and your wisdom in that. Fantastic. My next question, I'm going to invite Ruby, because I saw you nodding your head, so I'm hoping that maybe this is familiar to you. So I'm going to zoom in on this just a little bit so you can all kind of take a look. So you can see the concentric circles. The middle one is called the circle of being. Okay, who you are. The next one is your circle of relating. Okay, this is your friends and family. This is book club, Toastmasters, whether you're married, those kinds of things. And then the outside circle is your circle of doing. So your job. Avocational is just a very fancy word for your hobbies and also things that you do for money. So looking at this, feeling of relating or of doing, which one do you want to strengthen for this year? Which circle do you want to strengthen for this year, Ruby Gunna?
I'm at the cusp of finding out what is it that I really want to do. Many of you know a little bit recent happening that occurred in my life is I got married. I quit or almost finished my job at Floor, moved to a different country, got married, not in particular sequence, in that particular sequence, and I'm now in a role that requires me to be domesticated. Yes, me. For those who don't know me, I am not domestic, but I am now. So I'm at this cusp, and boom, in the new year, I get a change. I got my H4 visa status in the United States. And soon, once I get my EAD, I will be able to work. So, with that, so far, I was just being a wife, being happy, being in love. But now, crossing this cusp, I'm going to move and start doing. Yeah, we're doing it, but not that doing. We are going to be doing a career pivot, pivoting into a new career and taking this time, this opportunity to upskill, take courses. And if you haven't already done so, there are plenty of courses available on online MOOC platforms such as Coursera and Udemy. And I am going to start with a course on being a data analyst, an entry-level data analyst. I hear there are so many job openings in the United States, but I don't care about that. I care about doing something and learning something that I didn't know and getting good at it. Just like I'm getting good at speaking, one table topics at a time. Back to you, madam.
Thank you so much, Ruby. I am checking the time and I'm out of it. I had another great question, but we'll have to save it for another day. Back to you, Arobo.
Thank you, Lisa. That was amazing. You have to show us how you did that thing that you did there with the Prezi presentation. Thanks a lot.